If all this commotion was really about black lives being important, then I think they're worrying about the wrong things. More black people are killed in a few weeks in Chicago than in an entire year at the hands of police in the entire country. And many of those police officers who take the lives of black men are black themselves. Certainly, many of the people who are protesting for better treatment by the police and for more economic opportunities and better schools and the like. But they weren't the ones who started and organized these protests. If this was all about black lives being important, there would be protests every week in every major city in the country over the rampant killings of black neighborhoods, generally by black men who are in gangs. The protests aren't about proposing specific changes to solve any problems, apart from defunding the police, of course, however you understand that. The protests aren't about changing America, they're about destroying America. Again, I'm not saying that this is the goal of every person protesting. Of course not. But those who want to destroy America are taking advantage of the legitimate grievances and are causing and using the commotion to further their causes. This is why they're not presenting a formal list of concrete changes that we can do. They want you to think that the problems are so deep, so ingrained, so inherent in the system and white people that it's beyond repair. They condemn the entire system, the entire white race, the whole entire history of our country is not fixable, at least in its present form. They want people to become so dissatisfied, so disappointed, so disgusted, so despairing about our country that everyone is willing to make wholesale changes to the whole thing. And these people have the answers on how it should be. No need for a national debate or dialogue. The answers have already been figured out. They're just waiting for the opportunity to put them into place. I am all for fixing things that are broken in our country, and I can give you a list of what they are and what to do about them. The basic problem is that our country is a land based on freedom. As James Adams, our second president, said, our Constitution was made for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate for the government of any other. When you have enormous freedom, you need to have people who have been taught how to live right, honest, moral, and loving lives. Otherwise, you'll need an ever-growing government to control the people. So what we have now is a nation that has thrown off its need and recognition of God, living in a societal structure that assumes it. The old system doesn't seem to be working because we have rejected the foundations on which it was built. In fact, we haven't taught that foundation, what the foundations of our country are, to our children in decades. And we didn't teach it to the millions of people who have come here since. Before we start dismantling our country and replacing it with nothing that has ever worked anywhere else yet in the world, we need to look again at America and the good that it has done in the world. I submit, as bad as things are portrayed today, there's nowhere else that you can go in the world and live a better life. I see no other country in the world where more people want to move to than the United States, in spite, apparently, of all its irredeemable faults. Think carefully about what you have before you throw it all away.